Hi, this is Kevin from Aircon and Sticker. In this video, I show you things that people do to sabotage their own aircon. This is one of the very interesting subject. The By doing the wrong things or using the wrong products in an air-conditioned room, it can cause your aircon to constantly drip water or becoming not cold. One of the common things is the use of fragrance in an air-conditioned rooms, like incense dipstick, essential oil, and like this burning of incense. So the um, the common characteristics in any of these fragrances is that they are fragrant. If you are aware of what makes fragrance, then you know what is the common denominator. Fragrances are made from essential oil, and as the word has spelled out, is oil particles. Whenever you release oil particles into a room and turn on the aircon, you are depositing a thin layer of oil on the internal working parts of the aircon, which includes the blower, the back of the aircon, the fan coil, and on the water tray. The root of all air conditioning problems, for instance, water leaking and mold, is often associated with families that do not open their windows, or even when they open their windows, they open on one side, leaving the other side fully closed. So there's no cross ventilation. And whenever there is this oil particle that is released in a premise, it doesn't escape. So when it doesn't escape, when you turn on the aircon, it deposits that thin layer of oil that I've mentioned before. So what that normally clogs a water pipe is this jelly-like substance. Probably you've heard that a million times. You say, yeah, there's jelly in your pipe. But what exactly is this jelly? This jelly is what we call a biofilm. So biofilm, and I've uploaded a video on aircon dripping from biofilm, and I strongly suggest that you watch this video. So with this biofilm that is found in all aircon system, whenever there is this oil particles, you actually are providing you're completing the food chain, so as to speak, is that it feeds the oil, it feeds the bacteria. So not only does it feed the bacteria, it feeds the mold. So you find that in a not well ventilated place, and especially when you have these oil particles that's been released, the amount of mold and bacteria, which is biofilm, actually multiplies. So if you can't ventilate your place, please stop feeding the mold and the bacteria. So the other the other common mistakes that customers does is using of this dehumidifier. So the the surface temperature of all fan coil is engineered to be between 12 to 16 degrees Celsius, because at that temperature it corresponds to a humidity of probably about 40%, and that is thought to be a comfortable humidity. So air conditioners needs to remove the moisture to the level of the fan coil first, before the energy is used effectively to remove the temperature from the room. So if you are releasing moisture back into the apartment, you are causing the aircon to remove the moisture that you are trying to introduce into that room, which which ultimately this device is not going to win over the aircon. Trust me, the aircon is going to remove moisture much faster than whatever that you're releasing. So in one given night, the aircon can remove about 5 to 10 liters of water. How much water do you put in the dehumidifier or the humidifier? So whatever that you put inside there is just going to be removed by the aircon, causing the aircon to work harder, and at the same time not cooling down the room properly. Why is it that the room feels so dry? That can be caused by two reasons. The number one reason is the new type of aircon that claims to be energy efficient. There is a trade-off for this high efficiency in the aircon. So these air conditioners, they actually have a much cooler surface temperature, and the fan speed is probably slower, and which is marketed as the quietest aircon. So when the fan coil is very cold, it dries the air, and as the air is dry, it takes less energy to cool the room. So this is how they are able to make an aircon that is so much more efficient. But for this kind of aircon, if you have tried before, if you don't close the windows or the doors properly, it doesn't cool the space down at all. That's because it works on the principle of drying the air. So if you've purchased such an aircon, unfortunately, the room is going to feel very dry. So, but if you were to put in a humidifier, it doesn't work that way. And for this kind of aircon, if the fan coil is choked or the fan blower is choked, then you find that the cold air is not being properly discharged. The fan coil becomes even cooler, and because of that, the air becomes even drier. So in fact, the best thing you can do is to clean up your aircon. Make sure that it's properly clean. It's not those general servicing, because general servicing, first of all, is just so superficial. It's not effective, and a proper cleaning improves the heat exchange and the flow rate of the aircon, which is what is needed to address to a dry room condition. The next thing you can do is to use a fan together with the aircon, because by improving the chill factor, it allows you to set the temperature of the aircon much higher, because the lower you set it, the fan coil is going to be much cooler, which dries the room even more. So the best way to overcome a dry room problem is to use a fan and set the temperature higher. If you are using your aircon at 18 degrees, 16 degrees Celsius, good luck to you. You have a very dry room. So, and another common problem where people face with the aircon is to leave the windows or doors partially open. So that's not good, because it will introduce the moisture back into the room, which causes the aircon to work exceptionally hard. And some people do that because they feel that the aircon is very dry. So we're back to the square one, the same old problem. The third thing that owners or house owners can do to sabotage the aircon is using of those DIY solutions to clean the aircon. So for this, I'll propose that you watch another video that I have uploaded. The one that shows, okay, this one. Why is it important to use high pressure water in chemical cleaning? Watch this video and you know why is it important that you cannot spray anything directly into the fan coil. Because whatever that is being sprayed into the fan coil will not be removed. It stays at the fan coil, and some of these cleaners, they are acidic by nature. They end up corroding your fan coil. If these guys were to tell you that this is self-cleaning, when you turn on the aircon, the condensation from the fan coil is going to wash away the chemical. This doesn't make sense at all to me. That's because if the condensation from the fan coil can wash away the chemical, why in the first place are dust accumulating on the fan coil? It would have washed away by itself. So don't believe in this statement at all. It doesn't hold ground. The other common problems that people do is that they spray disinfectants, they spray insect repellents. The root cause of the problem is still the same. The propellant that is used is hydrocarbon, and once you release all these oil particles in the room, that's gonna feed the mold, that's gonna cause the much more jelly formation on the fan coil. The other common problem is putting in of extra filter to give you cleaner air, or probably to protect the system. However, please understand that the wall mounted aircons are built with a compromise. The compromise is for a smaller, quieter fan motor. So because the air draft is not strong enough, you can't put in a very good filter. When you put in a good filter like this is a very good filter, I will have to admit it. However, the trouble is that you put in a good filter, the air is not coming out. And or otherwise, it works well for the first 1 week, but as it catches dust, you find that it clogs the airflow. So I have customers who uses such products and realize that they have to actually keep changing the filtrate once every week, and finally they give up. So the another common mistakes people does is to use hot steam to disinfect the fan coil. So back to what I've proposed you to watch the video on why high pressure cleaning is important. You know that this steam doesn't work because whatever that's clogging your fan coil doesn't get removed. You can disinfect, but you have to remove them. Imagine disinfecting your rubbish outside your yard or at your rubbish bin every day. Do you think your rubbish is not gonna smell? No, obviously not. Your rubbish is still gonna smell, and after a month, the rubbish is gonna heap up and blocks your passageway. You have to throw away your rubbish. So disinfectant in that respect doesn't work at all. And on top of that, by heating up the fan coil, you risk damaging the thermistors. So the part that I've covered on things technician does to sabotage your aircon. If you like to use powder in your room, this fine powder is gonna clog your fan coil. So these are some of the common things people do to sabotage their aircon. And once again, thanks for watching my video. My name is Kevin from Aircon Sticker. Bye.